Good morning, good morning, good morning. I love a Monday. Monday might secretly, or maybe not so secretly, be my favorite day of the week. I just love the kind of like fresh start that we get on Mondays, and Mondays recently have turned into a true day off for me. So I am excited to get some things done that I need to get done this morning and then really have a day off today. But happy Monday. Welcome to the Daily Drive. Happy Christmas season. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. I'm just wearing the Christmas ears because it's Christmas season. So welcome to the Daily Drive. If you are new here, I was diagnosed with anxiety in 2010, and that's officially when I was diagnosed, but there was anxiety before that. I just didn't know what it was. And when I was diagnosed with anxiety, the doctor that I was seeing at the time really didn't help me handle that in the right way. And so I lived in the darkness of the anxiety, the depression, all of that for a long time until about 2018, 2019, until I just kind of was encouraged to go on my own personal growth journey, just to learn ways to grow, learn ways to be in control of my mind, learn what I can do to change, flip the script on my anxiety. I do still take 60 milligrams of Cymbalta every day because it helps me. But I also do a lot of mindset work. And one of the things that I created was this Daily Drive worksheet when I learned that intentional thinking, goal setting, and gratitude practicing can help you take control of your life and your mental health. And throughout this growth journey that I intentionally went on, I intentionally sought out areas that I needed to grow in and intentionally did things to facilitate growth. When I went on that growth journey, started that growth journey, I learned that my purpose in life is simply this. I am here to connect with energy, abundance, and happiness in order to grow into my own potential so that I can show you guys, the world, everyone out there that mental health and mind control is possible. Taking control of your mental health, of your mindset is possible, even while you're living with things like anxiety and depression. So this is my purpose. And I just bring you some mindset help 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8:30. You get the Daily Drive. On Mondays, I love to bring y'all the motivation help. I love Motivation Monday. And that is because motivation is an internal job. Motivation starts when you unlimit your mind, when you unlimit your thoughts. You can have external things, external triggers that kind of remind you to stay on track and help you stay motivated, but true and lasting motivation is an internal job. Motivation comes when you unlimit your thoughts. And so I'm going to give you something to think about today for Motivation Monday. So if you're here with me, drop a good morning in the chat, say hey, drop a hashtag Motivation Monday. If you're watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. Let me know that you're here. I love connecting with y'all, and we're going to talk about motivation, and I'm going to give you something to think about. My husband and I recently have found a church, a spiritual community, a faith community that we connect with, and we have started going there regularly. And so yesterday, we were at church. We went to church yesterday morning because there was a big Advent celebration, and my husband and I had on our matching Disney shirts, and I wore light up ears because they told us that tacky Christmas sweaters and all of that were acceptable in worship because we were having a celebration, and so we went all in. But we went to church yesterday, and while we were listening through the sermon and the service, the question was posed: what would you have to show for a lifetime of following God? And I'm not going to get religious on this, okay? So hang out with me. Keep following me. What would you have to show for a lifetime of following God? That question had me thinking 2 things. The first thing immediately is that a lifetime of following God has given me my husband. My husband and I met on a mission trip a long time ago. So literally, a lifetime of following God has given me my husband and my current life. But the second thing that it had me thinking about in the motivation sense is, what would you have to show for a lifetime of following your purpose? What would you have to show for a lifetime of following your purpose? When you are old and ready to retire, or maybe you don't want to retire and you are just living your best life, when you are looking back on your life, what do you have to show for a lifetime of following your purpose? That, you guys, that question that I thought just from that prompt in church had me motivated. Excuse me. Because it had me visualizing in my brain, in my mind, literally what a lifetime of following my purpose will look like in 20 years, 30 years, whatever. It had me thinking about that. There is power in visualizing. There is power in looking at the future. There is power in seeing the end result. A lifetime of following my purpose for me looks like writing a book, giving a TED Talk, looking back on my life and knowing that I have helped people with mental health issues find support, find ways to take control of their lives. I want to look back on my life and know that I helped people every single day with their mental health. Mental health advocacy is my purpose in life. What would you have to show for a lifetime of following your purpose? And here's the motivation. If you don't yet know what your purpose is, find motivation in figuring out what your purpose is. Find motivation in trying new things. When I started to really get deep with the growth journey, I got intentional with what I was watching, what I was listening to, what books I was listening to, what movies I was watching. I got intentional with those things so that I was filling my brain with the creativity and inspiration that I needed to uncover that purpose. And now that I know that purpose, I know the steps that I need to take to live in that purpose every single day. So my internal motivation comes from waking up intentionally knowing that I'm grateful for my purpose and I am living in my purpose every single day. If you listen to me regularly, you've probably heard me say that your growth journey plus looking at your life experiences, combining those things together, combining what you learn on your growth journey with looking at your life experiences, that will show you your purpose. When I went on this growth journey and started looking back at all of the things that I've been excited to do over my life, all of the ups and downs, all of the things that I've given my time to, all of the lessons that I've learned, when I put that growth together with those experiences, I started to realize that everything is kind of leading me up to the purpose of public speaking, of helping people, of engaging with all people all around me, of working in mission type things, of helping people. All of the things that I have done in my life up until this point have been related to those things in some way. And so when I understand that mental health is now the true root of all of that, I can put all that together and know that my purpose is to spread mental health awareness. And I can do that every single day in some capacity. So when I visualize what a lifetime of following the purpose of spreading mental health looks like for me, it looks like change. It looks like growth. It looks like looking at mental health in 30 years and it just being part of life, part of your overall health, part of everyday stuff, not some side note, some thing that we're scared of, right? What does a lifetime of following your purpose look like? What would you have to show for a lifetime of following your purpose? And on the flip side of that, if you're not following your purpose right now, if you are working in a dead-end job, if you are doing something that doesn't make you happy, if you are not doing something every single day to live in your purpose. You can work a full-time job. You can be a mom, a dad. You can do all of the things that you want to do while still doing something, even if it's something small, to live in your purpose every single day. If you're not doing that right now, the flip side is, what will a lifetime of doing what you're doing now look like? What are you going to have to show for a lifetime of doing what you're doing now, or a lifetime of doing what you've always done? We've always done it this way. We're afraid of change. We don't know how to try new things. We don't know what we're supposed to do. Whatever it is, what would a lifetime of doing what you're doing now look like? What would you have to show for a lifetime of doing what you're doing now? If you're waking up every day in depression mind, if you're not taking control of your anxiety, your crazy mind with gratitude, if you are not doing something to live in your purpose every single day, if you are not waking up and finding joy and turning to gratitude first, a lifetime of that is going to be unbearable. A lifetime of living in that darkness will be unbearable. I can promise you. A lifetime of living what I lived in before I understood how to take control of my mind would be unbearable. I was at the end of my mental rope when I started on this growth journey because I had nowhere else to go in my mind. And as a result, I know that purpose. So what would you have to show for a lifetime of doing what you're doing right now? What would you have to show for a lifetime of following your purpose? What will you have to show for a lifetime of living what you're living right now? If you're living in your purpose right now, then visualize what a lifetime of that is going to look like. And that's going to motivate you to take the next step, to push through the sucky days, to continue to know that you can take care of yourself and rest while still following your dreams and your purpose, right? Visualize a lifetime of following your purpose. And if you need to, visualize a lifetime of doing what you're doing right now. Do you need to take the next step in your life? Have you been pushing something off that you really want to do? Do you know what your purpose is, but you don't know what the next thing to do is, or you're scared to voice that out into the world? Do you not know what to even do? Are you living in darkness of mental health, of depression, of anxiety, of a relationship, of a job that you don't like? What is a lifetime of that going to look like? A lifetime of what I am doing with my everyday life right now is going to look like happiness, purpose, and abundance. And I know that because I know that I am living in my purpose every single day. So what will you have to show for a lifetime of living what you're living right now? And what will you have to show for a lifetime of living in your purpose, of following your purpose? If you need to journal it out, do it. What is a page of what your life looks like right now? What is a page of what living in your purpose looks like? Look at them, compare them. What changes can you make today to start living in your purpose? You're the person in control of that. You're the person in control of the way your mind sees that. Get out your journal, talk to your friend, your objective friend that's going to listen to you. Sit back and think about it. Open a note on your phone. What will you have to show for a lifetime of living what you're living right now? What will you have to show for a lifetime of living in your purpose? That is where you're going to find motivation. When you know what a lifetime of living in your purpose will look like, that will continue to push you every single day. Allow your purpose to motivate you. And if you don't know what your purpose is, do the work to figure it out. It is work, but it is work that will give you fulfillment. Do the work to figure out what your purpose is. And if you're living in your purpose every day and still unhappy, still don't know, do the work to figure out what that thing is that's holding you back. You can figure that out. So what will you have to show for a lifetime of doing what you're still doing right now, that you did yesterday, that you did last month, that you did 2 years ago? What will you have to show for a lifetime of what you're doing right now? And what will you have to show for a lifetime of following your purpose? That is where you find your motivation. Y'all, you always go in the joy jar, and Mondays, you're usually my motivation makers, because you can make your own motivation on the inside, and you do that when you unlimit your mind. You can unlimit your mind to your purpose and live in your purpose every single day, even if you have a billion other things to do. You can live in your purpose. So you are my motivation makers. I appreciate so much that you tune in, that you listen, that you do the work to grow on your own, that you grow yourself first and foremost. But I appreciate that you are here with me. Do me a favor and check out dailydrivecoaching.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom to where it says subscribe. Put your email address in and hit submit. You will get content from me as I am updating my website. If you're not part of my Becoming Unlimited Facebook group, you can see that tagged here in this video. You can search for it, or you can let me know. It is just a free platform where you get these daily drives, a little bit more content about unlimiting your mind, and a community of support so that you know you're not alone on your mental health journey. We're all in this together. That's Becoming Unlimited on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor and hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Turn on notifications for all of my social media, because I will never ask for a fee for what I do here on social media. I just ask that you help me spread mental health awareness and continue to break the stigmas around mental health by subscribing, tagging a friend, sharing a video, liking, commenting, engaging with me. It means more to me than you can even understand. I love you so much for it. Remember, y'all, hashtag Motivation Monday. Hashtag Motivation Monday. Stay motivated by remembering to live in your purpose. Visualize your purpose. What will a lifetime of following your purpose look like? And what will a lifetime of doing the same old thing that you've been doing look like? I love y'all so much. Thank you for tuning in.